I've been teaching in this district for over 10 years. Beginning last year, there's been a change in policy regarding the hiring of substitute teachers in the district. Dr. Ramos, board members, have any of you ever been unable to go to work or attend these meetings due to your own illness, or your children getting sick, or your elderly parents getting sick, or for wonderful reasons, like your children graduating from school or the birth of a grandchild? There's no doubt in my mind that your answer to that would be yes, of course. When you are unable to go to work, are you responsible for making sure that someone physically takes your place at your job so that the work is done right there because it can't be done at home? Here's where I think your answer is no. For years, teachers have been making sure that someone is covering for them when they are unable to come to work. That someone was called a substitute teacher. Now, due to a decision that the board, Dr. Ramos, or maybe some outside financial consultant has made, there's suddenly not enough substitute teachers in this district. And as a result, it has now become the job of the teachers to fill the void. Teachers are now being asked to take additional students into their classrooms, so instead of having 22 to 23 students in a class at one time, we now have up to 27 to 30 students in our classrooms, which is against board policy. We have to provide desks and chairs and floor space for them. We have to make sure they've carried all the books they need, provide help and support with anything they might be confused about, and still be responsible for teaching the 22 to 24 students in our own class. Oh, and we do have another choice, which is we can cover our colleagues' classes so that the students are not uprooted from their classrooms or the portables, dragging their wet winter coats, boots, umbrellas, and books. But when we do that, we lose our prep time, which is the time needed for teachers to make copies for instruction, write up anchor charts, answer parent emails, and maybe even go to the bathroom.
I'm sorry,
Dr.
but you've
Ramos and
reached
board
your
members,
time.
your decision of not hiring additional substitute teachers may seem inconsequential to you, but I'm here to tell you that the teachers are now unable to provide the quality instruction that we, the teachers, have put Maplewood on the map for. Please, hire more substitute teachers. Do your job so we can do ours.
I'm from South Orange. I am a children's book author and I have 2 children in this district. I'm here tonight to address the recent use of class splitting to manage the substitute shortage at Marshall School. I'm aware that the district-wide shortage of substitute teachers has been an issue for some time. And with that in mind, I appeal to our leadership to present better solutions to manage the shortage. Splitting classrooms is a disservice to our children and our staff. My child's class has been impacted 3 times in 2 weeks, and while his teachers have borne the stress, using such a policy is unacceptable. A school is many things, but you cannot have a school without teachers. Subjecting students and staff to a class-splitting policy in which children are broken up into groups of 5 to 7 and added to unfamiliar classrooms is stressful for both students and staff. Students are impacted by the change in routine and resources, while staff are left juggling unfamiliar children whose needs they cannot meet. Such a policy is a punishment, not a Band-Aid, and failing to inform parents with positive communication only complicates the issue. I challenge the district to develop a stronger policy that will better meet our needs. Don't leave children in tears or writing poems about missing their friends all day. Don't place this burden on your staff. While I am glad to see the addition of new substitutes to our rosters, as will be spoken about later tonight, the district must put staffing first and develop more robust solutions. I know feedback from parents is often seen as antagonistic, but I encourage you to hear my voice and the voices of other single parents as a valuable and necessary resource. We are your partners and your champions. Work with us to create a better future for our students and staff. Thank you.
Shortage is unacceptable and appears to be putting children at risk and creating a stressed educational environment. My son attends Marshall Elementary School, which serves about 540 children that are ages 5 to 8 years old. On Friday, December 9th, I was volunteering at Marshall and a large number of educators were not in the building because of illness or training, etc. There were not enough substitutes for the absences. The problem was so acute that certain classes were combined. Specifically, 2 self-contained special education classes were combined, We're talking about the most vulnerable children, ages 5 to 8, are now combined together in a classroom. Other unstaffed classes had students split up in groups of 4 to be shared with staffed classes. To be clear, what I saw on that day was not a few kids being inconvenienced by missing a few specials. What if you were one of the 22 very little people who were sprinkled around 5 to 6 classes in the building to be educated? How stressful would that be? The children rolled with it. They appeared happy and engaged. The educators and the staff appeared calm, committed, but stressed. I'm there enough so that you can feel the energy fundamentally change in that building that day. This should not be an accepted norm. Imagine for a minute the adjustment the teachers had to make to their lessons plan to accommodate the new kids for the day. Who are these children? What are their unique needs? Do they have allergies? Their specials, the little children that were dropped in or parachuted into a given class, their specials were at different times. What happens if there needs to be a full building evacuation? Do those teachers know where those other new children are in the building at that moment? All of this has to be figured out minutes before the school day starts, when they're trying to figure out where to put these little babies. A district directive to limp through a substitute shortage should not be dependent on the heroics or continuous exceptional educator performance. A process dependent on human excellence is inherently flawed.
And there's been a substitute problem all year at our school. I've heard from my daughter about days without library time or art time due to the shortages. This is unfortunate. I have also seen a kindergarten teacher teaching 2 classrooms full of kids, so estimated about 40 kids, which seemed like too much to ask our teachers. I was in on Wednesday to do a project with my daughter's inclusion class, and 7 students from another class had joined the class, again due to the lack of substitutes. We have an amazing school with great kids and teachers. They all roll with it, but this is not a sustainable way of dealing with the shortage of splitting up these classes. On that day, 7 classes were affected by this new directive. In all of the above, we see our teachers, staff, and the principal pull together to serve the needs of our kids. They are not being supported with the appropriate resources from the district, and we need that to change. My first request is that this new directive of splitting up the class be reversed. It adds too much stress to both the kids and the teachers' days. It disrupts too many classrooms and could cause safety issues from the crowded and remixed classrooms. Ultimately, we wouldn't be talking about this policy if we had enough substitute teachers, so I'm requesting that every effort be made immediately to solve the substitute teacher shortage. This could include revising the 4-day rule, which potentially worsens the shortage on a weekly basis, adding additional training sessions so we can cycle new hires in throughout the year, and working with our union to make this a substitute position more competitive and attractive to get more talent to apply. Adequate staffing should be a priority in the budget above anything else. The substitute challenge can be resolved if it's prioritized. Thank you.